let's start. Hello, welcome to third annual DevFest in Istanbul. This is our third year as GDG Istanbul, and that's my second year as an organizer. And today we will talk about Android Brillo, aka Project Brillo, and the daily life UX with the Internet of Things devices. And here's some information about me. My name is Yıldırım, and I work as a user experience designer at Innovation Box. And I'll give you some information about user experience later. Our roadmap will start with the definition, with the introduction to Internet of Things and the user experience. Then we will talk about Android Brillo, and we'll see some feature examples of Brillo. Then I'll take some questions. So let's start now. So what is Internet of Things? Actually, it's the communication between electronic devices and the humans. So it's similar like machine-to-machine connection, but in the IoT, these machines has to report you some information to, to process them, to collect data and get some knowledge about your process. Also, another explanation is intelligent interactivity between human and the things to exchange information and knowledge for new value creation. So, we use this kind of information with sensors. We collect data from sensors, like proximity sensors, like light sensors, and we have a connection to, send them over some results. So, and at the end of the day, we need some people, we need some human to, some make processing of this data. These interactions creating new type of smart applications and services. So, in this case, this is the evolution of the Internet of Things. Before it starts from 2003, but actually Internet of Things started at 1982. So, since 2003, and they are expecting 2020 in 50 billion Internet of Things devices. Also, 50 billion things which has internet connection. So, this is a quote from Google I/O keynote, and Sundar Pichai said, and finally, users always have their smartphones. So, all Internet of Things devices, also wearable things, connect to your smartphone. So this is a smartphone is the center of all of this all of this build. So you use them for get some information from the devices or share some experience with the devices. And also, biggest IoT thing is your smartphone, because it has sensors, it has an operating system, and you use it for making some kind of process. Also, Mike Weiser, which is a designer, says, today's multimedia machines makes the computer screen into a demanding focus of attention, rather than allowing it to fade into the background. So, the screens are evolving. We don't need to work on screens anymore. We have another devices, so it means we have to experience new things. So, in that case, we need to talk about the user experience. And when you consider the user experience, the whole humans, this Chewbacca says no. They always think UI is the UX, but it's not. Because in the user experience, we care about the feelings of the users. The user experience is how a person feels when interfacing with a system. So, UI is just the thing you see on the surface, but at the background, we have to work with your feelings. We have to work for your feelings. Also, another explanation for user experience is a measure of your feelings. So, we try to create some new experiences for you to improve your feelings with the product or the interface or the IoT devices. So this could be a website, like it could be an application. So this is the basics of the UI and UX. At the left side, your left side, the UX has some steps like usability testing, user research, user stories, personas. Then when we collect this data and when we process them, we create some wireframes. Then these wireframes use on the UI. So they create layouts, they make the visual design, and they put some branding things to, it has to see more creative, more elegant. So what is the purpose of user experience? It's actually, we use them for user acquisition. So when we gain the users, we can, sell our products to them. Also, we use them for user activation. So we have some users and we need to activate them for keep going to use our product. Also, for user retention, because if your customers or users are not happy, so at the end of the day, they will definitely go somewhere else to, find some new feelings, find some new experiences. And it's a part of our daily life because we have to feel some good things on the web, on mobile or wearables or the Internet of Things. There is a thing for designing for IoT because IoT is a new, area for designers because it's creating the future actually. So most of the UX designers, are we have any UX designers or UI designers in the whole? Yeah, I think you start with the web design, right?
Yes.
Because most of us started with the creating websites, or the younger one started by designing mobile applications. But the IoT is a new area to start. So user experience, like I said before, is getting out of the screen. Well, this one is a card actually. It's a credit card, but you can use this card by using your cell phone's NFC chip, and you can add some credits or you can make some shoppings by using these cards, and it shows you the real-time credits. That it's not so usable, but it's one of the IoT devices. So, and in IoT we have to enhance existing products to make them better, and we use digital services and experiences to make this. Also, we make existing devices smarter, and we use applications to process the live data, because like I said, we have sensors, so we can collect data about our users or our devices, so we can use them to improve our application or track our users' habits, so we can give them another interfaces or another experience to keep them on our project or product. So there are some design challenges to do that, and the first step of these design challenges is interaction design, because we need to come on. Yeah, now we have one device and multiple services like our smartphone. We use YouTube, Google Drive, and also, how can I say, also lots of applications like that. So we control them on one device. Also, we have, on the other hand, we have multiple devices in one service. Like this one, he's a service, but he's using so much things at the same time. So, the second key challenge is data processing, because as designers we are not good at using data or collecting data. Yeah, so this is one of the hard practice of the Internet of Things, because until now we developed ourselves to make things better by using our design skills. But if we don't know how to use this information, please don't say hocam. Sorry. So we have to educate us for collecting data more. Also, come on. We have to learn how we use this data to improve our product, like this one. It's data from Star Trek. Also, we have to learn using this data for designing, because I have an example for it. If you have a ugly interface and you realize that people actually use it for on mobile maybe, and they have one goal to do this, and you just put some buttons to get some interactions. But when you learn why they use your application or why they are putting these buttons on the way, so you can improve these buttons shapes or your design, and so you can give some more creative experience. Come on. Up. Up. What's happening? Yep. Yeah, the other key challenges is physical interactions, because what is the picture? Because while we were using mobile interfaces or the web interfaces, we don't have the opportunity to touch them actually, because they're not exist in real life. We are working on 2D designs, 2 shapes. So 2 dimensions is not for feelings. And before me, Mari told that the animations for to make this happen, because while we are interacting a system, these animations or transitions feels like it's a real product. So as humans, like this one, I have to I have a ability to touch it. I have to ability to feel it. So it's the physical interaction, and it gives me more experience. Like, do you have any smartwatch? Are you using smartwatch? Yes, Martin uses it. So it's actually gives you more funny experiences than smartphone, I think, because you can sense the notification on your screen. But when it's your smartphone on your pocket, sometimes you can miss the vibration while you are moving from one point to another one. So like this situation, when we have physical interaction, it's feel more sensitive, and it give us more good experiences. And the Android Brillo, or the AKA Project Brillo, has made this goal to give you more good experiences. And also, it's an operating system for IoT devices. So before Brillo, we had chips and sensors. So we could use them on a black screen by writing some codes, and they were communicating between each other. And we use also codes for reporting to us, But with the Brillo, we can use them with a user interface. So basically, it uses Android's kernel, and there are some similar points with the original Android kernel. Just they lightened it to work with the low system requirements. Like Brillo devices can work with 32 megabyte RAMs and 512 gigahertz processors. So it's lighter, and there is a video. Yeah, but we had no sound, so you can read the text if I see it.
You need to lip sync.
It's hard for me. Like I said, it's an embedded OS, so operating system, and it has the core services of the Android. And they also prepare the development kit, so you're not alone by developing applications or programs for these devices. Also, they publish their manifest on GitHub. It's free. And the other good part of this operating system, it takes updates frequently, minor updates for 1 for 6 weeks, and the long-term support, aka LTS, once for 6 months. So you are always up to date. So you don't need to, update your devices on your own because it supports over-the-air updates, OTA. Currently, Intel, ARM, and MIPS supporting this operating system, so it's more easier to code for it for the developers. Yeah, it's talking too much. Wish we had sound. And I think 1 month ago, Intel announced their first Android Brillo supported board. And yeah, the other part of the Weave. Weave is the programming language for Android Brillo. It allows you to make connection between your smartphone, the cloud, and your IoT devices. We'll show another video about it, detailed video. So with the Brillo, you can get some metrics also. Please. You can collect some crash reports, which is so important for developers. So you can find your fault and you can fix it. Also, like I said, Brillo supports OTS, over-the-air updates. The developer kit. It's basically using Android MK. And there is a standard protocol for testing. It's more easy to test by using Android's kernel. And it also supports ADB, Android Debug Bridge, which it's easy to use by fixing something. Also, they have a really good documentation on GitHub. Also, you can reach it by going developers.google.com/Brillo. Oh, where is the other video? Now, this screenshot has captured on the Google I/O 2015. I don't know if you can see it, but there are some IoT devices listed. And for example, it says connect your light bulb, your ampule, smart ampule. And you can see the devices from here, and you don't need any other applications to manage your existing IoT devices which supports Brillo and Weave, because when you write code with Weave, it also supports other applications if you allow to do that. There is an API for that, and if you allow this permissions, another app also can control your devices. Yes, this is the video of Weave. I'm passing it to show you the details. Basically, there is a IoT devices, and there is a cloud connection, which you learned it from Binali Yıldırım. And there's also smartphone. And your IoT devices collect some data and sends abur-jubur to cloud. Then with the cloud connection, you can show the results on your phone, or you can manage your IoT devices over your phone by using APIs, which cloud APIs, between cloud and phone, and between IoT with the cloud, like local APIs and cloud APIs. I'm not a developer, so I'm not really good with that. So I'm really passing now. Because he says actually, we made this Brillo and the Weave to improve our user experience with the IoT devices. So here's some examples, another video for you, but we can watch it without voice. Yeah, this is the first IoT supporting device which from Google. It's a smart hub. You know, hub, it's actually like a modem. You can connect it over Wi-Fi or LAN. So they are, you know, mentioning about the hardness of connecting a modem or a Wi-Fi hotspot. It says beep, 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 and down. And there are lots of complicated passwords. And thanks to so they decided to make Wi-Fi easier. So they created the Google On Hub. It has a specific sound chip on it, so it sends some some different frequencies, sound waves to your smartphone. So you can use the On Hub application to, you know, match with the modem. You don't need to type a password to connect your modem. Also, you can give some permissions to another devices, like yeah, this device can you know, connect my Wi-Fi for 1 day or 1 month or forever. So on the Google On Hub app, you have ability to, you know, using this kind of permissions. Also, Valeo, it's a smart car idea. They say they are planning to support Android Brillo. As you can see on the video, he just went out the car, and the car is going to find a parking place for itself and park itself on this place. There is no human in it. There is no driver. And yeah, stop. Also, you can call your car when you finish your job. Let's see. He is going outside. He take his smartphone and call his car. It's really cool, actually. Like James Bond. And yeah, it's going. So that was my presentation. Sorry. Now I can take your questions because I'm too tired, so I, you know, made this presentation short. So any questions, please?
Ben Türkçe söyleyeceğim ama ben şeyi merak ediyorum. Mesela orada araba örneğinde Brillo'yla nasıl iletişim kuruyor? Yani araba üreticisi bir API mi sağlıyor Brillo'ya da arabayı kontrol edebiliyor?
There's actually it's an open source project. Brillo is an open source project and supports lots of IoT devices, lots of boards, and you can connect them by using cloud APIs and local APIs. And local APIs has connection between car and the board, and car sends some information to board, and board send this information by using cloud API to cloud, and you can see the results on your smartphone because of the cloud API. So actually it's a you know, very good experience because you don't need to work, you don't need to find a parking place for your car, you don't need to park it because sometimes it's getting so hard going rear and, you know, checking your mirrors, and also parking sensor beep 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 beep. So it makes things easier, and yeah, it has a connection, so you need some internet connection to do that.
Android Brillo'nun öngörülen kullanım tarihi nedir? Telefon şart mı ve Google Cloud kullanmak zorunda mıyız?
I didn't get the last one.
Google Cloud kullanmak zorunda mıyız böyle?
Yes, because the whole system works with APIs. So, with the Brillo, actually they published some documentation about the Brillo, and they published the view also. You can see them on going to developers.google.com/Brillo and or view/view. There's some documentations, and also Brillo is the alpha stage, so you can ask some invitation to test it, but they ask so much questions. What are you planning to do with our product, and what is your device, and what is the purpose of your device? So if you have good answer for these questions, you can use Brillo earlier. And also, yeah, you have to have an internet connection to make this happen, because also you can use Bluetooth. Also you can use Bluetooth, but it's not so effective and efficient.
Bir data toplama, veri toplama konusu vardı. Burada kullanıcı isimleri, kullanıcı şifreleri ve kredi kartı gibi bilgiler geliyor. Bunlar nasıl bir güvenlikle sağlanıyor?
It uses the kernel of Android, and there are some protocols on it. So actually it's safer than using another API because Google supports it. And they don't suggest you to use so much important things like bank passwords or credit card passwords, because you don't want to share with the IoT devices or another person, because there are always a kind of situation like hacking. So it's more like calling your home to get some heat for the evening, or your refrigerator can call you to get some new eggs because there are no eggs inside here, you can say. So it's basically using for make our life easier, because currently you have like products Happy Fork, for example. Happy Fork is a smart fork, çatal in Turkish, and it tracks your eating movements, and it says no, you are going too fast, and if you do that you'll get some weight, or you should eat your meals so in your schedule, in your periods. If you don't, you get some weight. Also there are some smart shoes, like actually that's kind of here. There's a smart shoes. It has vibration chips, and it gives you the direction to going somewhere. Like if you need to turn right, your right foot starts to vibrating and navigate you to right side, or you have to learn left. The left side start to vibrating to direct you to left side. So also there are some smart T-shirts which collects your wetness of your skin. So it says, yeah, you need to run fast, or you have to take a breath, and because it's not so good for your health. So there are lots of devices which can support Brillo and which are already supporting Brillo, like Intel's card. So it's up to you to use it or not to use it. Then, another question, please?
I don't know if they are aware of this, but Brillo means drunk in Italian. Means drunk.
Yeah.
Like in Italian.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know where they took the name.
I think
It's a pretty weird name.
Yeah, they don't know.
No, I have an actual question. What's the background of a UX designer? I mean, what in your case? What did you study? What did you do to become a UX designer?
I started at 2012 by designing my first mobile application. And actually that was quite beautiful when you think the 2012. Yeah, we don't have the flat design, but yeah, that looks so good. Actually, UX designers are responsible to enhance your feelings with a product. So we don't work with the colors or typography. We work with the human itself. Like before I start a project, I make surveys and I create personas. I speak real persons who can probably use this product. So in the basics, a user experience designer should have some knowledge about sociology, psychology, and of course IT intelligence to make this happen. And also, every UX designer should understand the feelings of the human, because we work for the human. It's more like it's, I think, better than being an engineer, because I'm a people person. So I really like to speak with another people, so I can find some solution for their problems. And if I found this problem and a solution for it, I started, to go for it. I asked some questions about it. How can we improve your experience? How can we do that? Or why are you, using this crappy app for your child, maybe? If I get some correct answers, I started to, gather my team, and we discussing about the idea. And if they say, okay, this idea is okay, we can go with that. We start from, designing the product, which is, in general, I use paper and pen, because it's more easier to, show your feelings on the go also. And after we make this design process, we give the whole information we have to developers and designers. Designers put some colors and typography on it, and developers are coding it, and then we start to test it with the real human. We make some tests like A/B testing. We show them another user interface or another menu type, and to find out which is better. And at the end of the day, we have to report some data, report some results, and also we should check for the analysts for get some information to our users. Basically, a user experience tries to improve your feelings with your product.
You said that Brillo will communicate other IoT devices.
Please more.
You said that Brillo will communicate to other IoT devices. What means IoT devices have Brillo operating system or other APIs?
No, actually Weave. If you use Weave by coding the IoT devices, and if you gave the right permissions to it, another application can control your device.
Will they support Brillo and
Yeah.
why need Weave? Why not Java and Android?
Because they think
They
they need to. I'm not a developer, so I don't know the real answer of this question. But
What's the
I think,
difference? I mean,
yeah, I can share my thoughts. I think they made this language programming language to work for more easier, because when you provide some APIs, and it's basically contains some Java codes, I think. It develops on Java, and I really don't know the answer. I'm just saying what I know. They thought it's easier because when as device support Weave and Brillo, you can use another application to control it. I don't like Nest. Nest doing this already. They have a light bulb, they have a camera, and you can control the camera with the same application, with the Nest application. They have only one application for their all products. And after Google bought Nest, they decided to make it for all the IoT devices. So you can control them by using one application. Also, I showed you a screen, at 3 screens, and say this showed on the Google I/O 2015. I think that's a default application for controlling IoT devices. You don't have the permission to control all the features of your IoT devices, for sure, but you can use basic features by using another app. Or any questions? So I think I did. Okay, thank you so much for listening.